Welcome to a new episode of Nails from A to Z. Today is super special because it's our 1-year anniversary. All of us at Glossary Live want to say a huge thank you for your support this past year. We've had an amazing lineup of new guests this season, and we hope you love it. Enjoy the episode. Hi, I'm Alicia Raimondo, and welcome to Life on the Free Edge. Today, I'm here at Star Nail with Tony Cuccio, who has built an entire empire forever here in Valencia, California. I've known him since my very humble beginnings in the nail industry, and I wanted to come up here and catch up with you today, Tony, and find out a little bit more about you and your business and how you got started in the nail industry.
I was born in Brooklyn. And we got lucky, we moved to the 5 towns. And my father was a plumber for the Transit Authority. And he died at 46 of a heart attack. And I had to take care of my family. So I went to school for neonatal respiratory therapy, Nassau Community College. I couldn't afford a 4-year college. And I got lucky, when I was working in the hospital, somebody invented an infant monitor for crib death. And he hired me as a sales manager, and I asked him, how do you know I could sell? And he said, I've been listening to you for a week in the cafeteria, you never shut your mouth. And I moved to California. I've been with my wife since I was 12. We met the second day of 7th grade, and we've been together 58 years. I wanted to move to California because New York is a great place to visit or to be from. But it's a tough place because you either got to pay people off or you got to do illegal things, and I didn't want to do that. My father always wanted me to make money on my own. So I moved to California without my wife, my brother, and we lived on Venice Beach. And I asked the owner how much he would charge me for 5 square feet of the beach. And he said, what are you going to do? I said, sir, there's more traffic here than on 5th Avenue. Everybody roller skate. I'm going to sell nail polish and lipstick. And he thought I was crazy, but I was the first person in 1981 to sell on Venice Beach. It was just thinking out of the box. And from there, we started having private label. We were the first private label nail polish in California. And salons wanted to order, so we needed a DBA because we started getting orders. And the teller said, what's the name of the company? I said, I don't know. She said, who owns the company? I said, Stephen, Tony, and Roberta. And the company is Star. And we started wholesaling private label in 81. And our first probably 5 or 10 years was selling bottles of nail polish and putting salons and dealers' name on the nail polish because it was easy. Private label is very easy. Everybody has an ego and they want their own name. And from there, we started building our business. My wife's worked every day with me for 45 years. And we built the business from $200 to doing over $2 billion in the nail business. We've never had a loan, never had a mortgage, I'm gonna knock on wood. And we just grew it through internal profits. One of the greatest things about the nail business is we have blind items like nail gel. Most people don't realize that the nail business has huge profits as a manufacturer. And in 1999, I had an aberration. I was under Creative Nails in OPI. Creative was #1 at the time. OPI was #2. He had not yet established his polish globally. And I met with a consultant that got $100,000 a week. I didn't want to pay for him, so I took him to dinner and I just read his brain and took all the information from him. And he said, what's the problem? I said, I'm #3. Star Nail is looked at as private label and cheap. And every time I try to build my company, I'm behind them. And he said, if RC Cola tried to be Coca-Cola, RC is a cheap brand, they never would. You have to change your name. So that night I went home and I knew that the salon business was changing. So I changed the word salon to spa. And I started the whole spa industry to raise the perceived value of a nail salon to a nail spa. And I said, what better name than Cuccio? That's my name. I'm Sicilian. So we started Cuccio in 1999, and that has been for the last 25, 26 years. And at the end of the day, I still come to work every day at 5:30 at 70 years old because I love it. The best suggestion I can give everybody who's listening to this, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. I don't look at this as work. So the great part about the beauty business for me is you can make a lot of money and you can help your family and your grandkids and their grandkids. You can go 3 generations, not just 2. You meet a lot of great people and it becomes part of family, and it makes your business a lot easier because you both trust each other. So that's why I encourage everybody in the beauty business to reach out to manufacturers if you're a nail tech. I remember Tom Holcomb, probably one of the best nail tech educators in the world. I remember Vicky Peters. I remember all these people, and they were very instrumental. Alicia also for building Easy Flow. They were instrumental in building companies, but they never made money. I have never paid an educator for 44 years, 45 years. I never pay them. They're all in their own business. They all make their own money. I don't want to look into their pocket because the more people they educate, the more money I make as a manufacturer. So there's an old saying I have. If you let other people make money, you'll make a lot of money. But you have to have the philosophy of giving people the opportunity to make a lot of money on their own. So my model is don't make money on the product for educators. They're doing all the work. Let them go out and be in their own business. Let them make the money because they're the ones that create new customers for you. Let them make a lot of money. The more money they make, the more money I make. Somebody once said to me, how did you build 90 countries? Well, the first thing is you got to go yourself because you got to put boots on the ground. So going to these countries and starting a business was easy for me, but incredibly hard looking back at it retrospectively because I had to be alone. I had to take people who I didn't know and I had to teach them business. So when you ask me, what do we do at Star Nail? Is we private label, we brand, we build our own brands, and we network with nail technicians all over the world to become educators. We have probably 30 people administrative. We have 2 buildings, a Cuccio building. We have probably 110 people in production downstairs. No product we ever had that our products come from China. All our products come from New Jersey. We only use American products. So globally, we probably have 400 or 500 people working, not counting educators. My educators are all in their own business.
What do you think is the funnest thing that part of being in the business? Because you've been doing this forever. So what keeps you coming back and sitting in that chair every single day?
I think the most fun part about the beauty business is being family with people, helping them, and watching them grow. Remember this, there's only 3 important things in life. You're born, that's monumental. You have family and friends that you love. That's important, right? And then you die. So at the end of the day, the most fun for me is the people. The money's fun too, but at a certain point, money can't buy you everything. It can't buy you health, and it can't buy you friendship and love. Great,
so is there any other last minute advice you want to give to everybody?
The only advice that I can tell anybody is keep trying. A lot of people have been not successful in the nail business. A lot of people have failed at their salon, or they failed at this and you failed at. There's an old saying I have. Babe Ruth led the league in home runs and strikeouts in the same year. So if you're not swinging for the fence, you can't hit the home run. So at the end of the day, we're all human. We all have the same brain. It's how you utilize it. And the last bit of advice I can give you is the one thing I always did that you should do is talk to older, successful people. Older people may not be smarter than you, but they have more experience. So I always remember if somebody was older and if they were successful, I'd say, how'd you do this? Why'd you do that? So the one thing about me is I want everybody to start telling their friends about Glossary Live. You really need it. We need online education. We need somebody with 30, 35 years experience. We need to network. You need to work together. So go out there and keep trying. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us on glossarylive.com, and we'll see you next time. For more nail stuff, don't forget to visit glossarylive.com to find inspiration, trends, step-by-steps, and news. It's all about nails.